should be saying Dawn's Tree Service Live.
Yeah.
That's what we're to kind of connect with you. We come here every morning at 9 o'clock just to share a little bit about our company, know what's going on, and then also to answer some questions that you might have about your trees. Awesome. And we're actually getting set up now. So we were in a meeting. I'm gonna let you hold this while I do this. So we were in a meeting, and so it took us. We went a little bit over, and so we're getting set up right now. And if you have any questions about your trees, anything you're concerned about, we're happy to help you with that. Happy to be here for you, and also to chat a little bit about what we do and why we love what we do. Megan's doing her hair right now, so I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right.
But I also wanted to talk about, once you get this settled, tree care myths, because there are quite a few of them.
Go ahead and center yourself.
Get it.
I was trying to give it
The
to her.
certified arborist.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about tree care myths because not all trimming is the same, and not all tree care is the same. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get we're learning how to do this. We really should not have that up there. Like, we shouldn't be looking at the ceiling. I'm trying to.
That's fine.
Can we zoom in so we're not looking at the ceiling?
Yeah,
Y'all
then
can
it's too
tell.
close.
No, it's not too close. There you go. We don't want to be looking at the ceiling. So there.
Okay. But yeah,
Get in here. If you're talking, you should be there.
Okay, it's fine.
I'm gonna move
So
out. Get in there.
stop.
Okay.
Okay. So one tree care myth is about trimming,
Yeah.
and about pruning and when to do it, and the kinds of trimming you can do depending on the season.
Yeah.
Because you don't always want to do all this kind of trimming in the same season, especially the summer. So like crepe myrtles and like other trees that can also be kind of bush-like, you don't want to do like any kind of topping or really aggressive crown reduction, or any kind of trimming that is just really aggressive in the summer. Because right now, trees and bushes and plants are collecting as much sunlight as possible to be able to survive the winter.
Yeah.
So they need those leaves. They need those extra branches. They need all those extra things to make sure
Yeah.
when it is like boiling out,
Yeah.
it's raining a lot, but a lot of that water is evaporating. So they're not actually keeping as much water. So that's one myth about tree care that I just wanted to clear up so you guys knew. And it's really important because if you trim really aggressively in the summer, it can kill your trees or your plants. So be very careful about that.
That's right. That's right. And it's good you're telling people that, because we do get people that ask if it's okay to trim their trees this time of year. And I tell them it is okay as long as you're not being too aggressive. Now, the other type of trimming that you can do is what's called deadwooding. Deadwooding you can do all year round, because you do want to get rid of those dead limbs that can happen in your trees and stuff like that. So that's something you can do year round, is get rid of the dead, dying, or hazardous limbs that might be affecting your trees. Also, if you have limbs that are touching a building or encroaching your property, you can go ahead and trim those. That type of trimming you can do year round.
Yeah. And myth number 2 is about transplanting. So you do not want to transplant trees in the summer.
Right.
The soil is hot, the air is hot. Sometimes it rains a lot and then it rains none. So trees and plants are really stressed out around this time, right? It's a great time to collect energy, but it's not a great time to be taken out of the ground, move somewhere else, and have to completely reestablish.
Yeah.
So a good time to do those transplants are, again, in the fall, in the winter, sometime early spring.
Yeah.
Just not the summer. It's too hot.
Too
and
hot.
Also, if you do transplant, like it needs to be transplanted, you have to water that plant like nobody's business.
That's right.
And often, this is actually, I love whenever we get to transplant trees or get to plant trees, because we make this little like donut around the base of the tree, and it acts as like a little bowl for the tree, because like I said, when they first get transplanted, they're in a completely different space and they have to get reestablished.
Yeah.
So that little bowl allows them to keep that water just a little bit longer than if it was just flat. So you also want to water in the morning before it this blazing weather starts heating up, and you want to water in the evening.
In the evening. Yeah. Yeah. You do not want to water mid. Take the top out of the tree.
Yeah.
That's
And it's like
really,
an oak.
Yeah, it's an
And-
oak tree or a sweet gum or something like that. Topping is not good for trees, and it's actually not a proper tree care practice. And I guess you'll see like the power line companies come in and take the top out of a tree. That is for a specific purpose, but general arboriculture, you're really not supposed to top trees, and it's just not good for the trees.
Yeah.
And what'll happen is you'll start to get a lot of sucker growth, and as those limbs grow out, they're weak branch attachments, and that can cause problems in the future with your trees. And also, it just doesn't look nice. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we had a client where there was a service that came by before, and they had these beautiful white oaks
Yeah.
that they just cut the tops off of them. Like, just no branches. It was like the skeleton of branches, but there are no leaves because they cut off the ends of it.
Yeah.
And with hardwoods, you just can't do that.
Yeah.
Because the way they're built, it takes them a lot of time and it takes a lot of energy to create the wood to be able to like structurally support those big branches. So if you take off the ends where they're getting the energy to be able to do that, they're gonna end up dying. And that's what happened with these white oaks. It was like 4 or 5 white oaks that just died because they don't have any energy. They don't have any leaves.
Yeah.
So if you're going to remove a tree, take the whole thing down.
Yeah.
Because it becomes more of a danger later on. If you're like, yeah, I want to get it removed, but yeah, just take it halfway. Well, now you got a pole in the middle of your yard that you got to deal with, and if that falls, it's still very dangerous.
Yeah.
So if you have a tree that's dying and it does need to be removed, it might be a little bit more expensive at first, but it's better than having to pay twice when you could have just paid once and been done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Because if you kill the tree, you're going to have to remove it.
Exactly.
And that's what people will say. They'll say, "Well, can you just top it? I don't really have the money, or I want to keep the tree, but I just don't like the limbs, and it's too close to the house. So just take the top out of the tree. Just might as well remove the tree. Just remove it. If you're even thinking about topping a tree, just remove it, or consult with a certified arborist. If you're not in our area, you can certify, and you've got an arborist in your community that's reputable. You can actually get advice on the proper way to prune the tree, so maybe it's less invasive, or you can trim it away from whatever it is you're concerned about. But otherwise, get it trimmed properly, or if you just really can't stand it, or if it's intruding something, or it's in the way of
it's dangerous.
or it's dangerous, just get it removed as opposed to trying to top it.
Yeah. And one other myth about tree care is any dead limbs are dangerous. And that is just not true at all. So some dead limbs in trees, like a couple of twigs, it depends on the size.
Yeah.
The size of the limb is a lot more telling than just a dead limb.
Yeah.
Because if you have like a small limb, it's under the canopy, so it's not getting any light. The tree naturally sheds like limbs that aren't close to the sun, like they're not getting sunlight, because they're not doing any good to the tree.
Yeah.
So if you see that, especially in water oaks,
oaks.
you'll see a lot of like kind of smaller dead limbs, and that's just very, very natural.
Yeah.
Because just like how when we take a shower and like we wash our hair and we lose a couple of hairs, we're not dying. We're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
It's just naturally shedding
Yeah.
so that the new hair can grow in.
Mm-hmm.
But with trees, it can be hard to tell sometimes whether it's like, oh, I see a dead limb. Does that mean that tree is dead? Not necessarily. And that's also a really good time to get an arborist to come out,
That's right.
take a look at it. Because if you do have limbs, a lot of dead limbs in the tree that look like they're starting to die, and you start to have bigger limbs,
Yeah.
and this is so important. If you see orange fungus
Yes.
throughout the canopy in several places, that is a telltale sign that there might be something going on with the tree. Because the orange fungus is pretty much just saying, hey,
Yep.
this limb is dead, I'm gonna fall, watch out.
Yeah.
So if you start to see a lot of that in the canopy and several larger limbs, that's when you want to
That's
start
an
getting
indicator you
worried.
want to get some help. You absolutely want to get some help. So we're actually going to be talking about these myths more often because there's so many misconceived notions about tree care. And so if we can in some way, shape, or form be of service and help you with these things, that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we feel like we're led to do. And so, yeah, that's what we're here for. Well, you got anything interesting on the horizon today?
Going to the High Museum.
Yes.
Y'all, if you like jazz, if you like the museum, if you like the High and you like just looking at art, they are having an event tonight. It's third Friday, like jazz night.
Yeah.
And they have live music. The tickets are like $30. You can go get dressed up, look nice, feel nice, smell nice, and just walk around the
Definitely
museum.
smell nice.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you do smell nice.
Thank you.
But go out, bring your friends. It's a beautiful event. We're not sponsored by them. I just
Yeah.
love jazz. So
Yeah. And I love jazz too, and I thank you for inviting me. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then this weekend, we are taking our team to the mountains, and we are going to go whitewater rafting and zip lining. So pretty
Yep.
excited about that.
yeah, long year of working hard and
Yes.
putting in the work in this heat.
Yeah.
So we want to do something special for our people because without our people, we can't do any of